All right, top of the morning to you guys. Coming at you a year older and wiser, still young. And yeah, as far as the YouTube platform goes, when it comes to the 2A community, preppers or people that are into preparedness for whatever event out there, right? I feel like that era of genre of YouTubers is slowly fading, man. It's just slowly fading. It doesn't even like interest me as much as it used to, right? And don't get me wrong, I still keep my ear to the channels out there that I'm sub to, but it's like it's just the same old same old. It's the same old. And even the ones that are in the high 100,000, the 1 million subscribers, the big platforms, it's just every day, right? It's like, yes, it's information. Yes, if you do enough research, you can find what it is you're looking for. But at the same time, it's like it's just the same old, and it's I think a lot of us are waiting for it to like pop off, thinking that one YouTuber guy is going to be like, "This is it, Canadian prepper. This is it. This is going to happen. It's going to happen this weekend. It's happening right now, and everybody can run to the store that's a subscriber and max out their finances. Like, okay, I'm buying all this gear stuff, right? Hasn't happened. Not sure it will happen in the way that we think it will happen, but and I would just say this: keep your ear to the ground when it comes to this stuff. Be aware, but live your life, guys. Live your life. I've been on this platform since 2013 as a content creator that has a channel, right? Didn't start off with too many videos, but prior to that, I was watching since like 2010, 2011-ish, because of course the whole 2012 Mayan calendar was a big deal back then. But since then, it's like I've kind of gone through the channels, gone through the platforms, gone through the 2A, gone through the gun community. Those guys have pretty much all faded out. There's still a handful out there that do live broadcasts, but as far as shooting videos, like filming you at the gun range, we've seen it all, right? Been there, done that. There's nothing much cooler you can do other than show you shooting your AR and the rounds just flying out in slow motion at an angle behind you, right? I occasionally will do my shotgun videos just for entertainment, but even then it's like, seen one, seen them all, right? Seen this, seen that. And you just get to a point where it's so saturated with the same old. It's like, it just doesn't interest me no more. And the older you get in life, and I don't know, I can't speak for the other content creators that are my age and older. At what point do you just say, how much time am I spending on this content stuff? How much time am I benefiting from it, right? Because no one's promised tomorrow, right? No one is promised tomorrow. And yes, it is fun to connect with people. I've done it, been there, done that. Made friends, lost friends, some backstabbers, some we won't talk about, some it's just it's the same rhetoric. It's nothing new, nothing fresh. Been there, done. Now, am I shitting on the people that are just getting into this now and that want to? No, you do you, but I'm just telling you now, we've seen it, we've been there, we've done it. It's nothing new to us. Is it nice to see a fresh face? Sure, it is. It's nice to see that next generation come in and like kind of try to reinvent the wheel, and it's like, been there, done that, sonny. So I don't know. It just makes me reevaluate, and I've slowly gotten away from the whole prepping thing. Don't get me wrong, I'm probably the only one in my family that really keeps an eye and ear to this stuff, and I try to stay on top of it as best I can. As best as I can. And even then, it can be exhausting. It's like nothing changes, I was waiting for the zombie apocalypse to happen. I know it's a long shot, but the idea of it, like, oh, population, depopulation, as they would say, and then getting to start a community all over again and make your own laws and live by a code, and hopefully keep some of the modernization of the technology that we have, and just kind of like starting over, like reset the button, right? Nobody wants to go back to the 1930s, 1940s, and prior to that, 1920s, and really struggling. Nobody does, right? We want to refresh, reset today's world, but still keep the technology and where we're at. And I don't think that's going to happen. A reset means a reset, and that means we're all fucked, period. Anyway, almost 6 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up and just say this: live your life. No one is promised tomorrow. I saw a short clip. I don't really watch them. There's channels I'm subscribed to that I'll dip in, dip out. And the big channels, if you're not dropping a donation, they're not reading your shit. It doesn't matter if you have a good point, if you made a valid point, if you have a great perspective on something. If you ain't dropping a $2 donation, a dollar donation, they ain't reading that shit. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that, right? The days of just reading a freely comment that you're like, oh, Bill Page left some. Oh, Red October left some. Oh, this guy left something. The days of that are gone. If you're not dropping a dime, they're not reading your shit. But I'll say this, and I'm gonna wrap it up. Live your life. Prepare for what you can. If you die, you ain't taking none of that shit with you. If you die, your family members, your kids are like, man, he had a lot of shit. And they're probably going to sell it because they're like, oh, I want to go take a vacation. I can definitely cash in a couple $100 to a couple $1,000, and, I don't shoot guns. Let me sell dad's guns, It's not going with you. And that's not me saying don't own any. Just keep that in mind if you're a gun collector. A gun collector means you just collect guns, pieces on the wall that you'll probably never want to shoot, or just don't shoot, or can't shoot because it's an antique. If you're going to have stuff, use it. And if you're not using it, sell it. Get rid of it. Give it away. Give it to somebody in your family that's going to use it and make memories with it. The worst thing that I see is, in my opinion, is shit that hangs on the wall that it's never used. It's like, why do you have 10 ARs? Why do you have 10 shotguns? Now, don't get me wrong. Having a variety is nice. But there's some guys out there, mostly guys, not women, that have a bunch of the same things in different formats because it's like, oh, this is for that. And then it's like, okay, 2 or 3, sure. ARs, 4 or 5 shotguns, over, under, side by side, semi-auto, pump, I get it. 4 or 5, great. Couple different pistols, I understand that. Revolver, 17, 19, maybe you want a 40, right? Maybe you want a 40 caliber or 9mm. Sorry, I'm speaking gun lingo. Maybe you want a different caliber in your shotgun, 20 gauge versus 12 gauge. I get that. But having a dozen of ARs, a dozen of, it's like, you don't have that many hands. And I had that argument with one of my good old friends who is no longer with us. And he would, we'd have this back and forth conversation. And I'm like, yeah, but you only have 2 hands, man. And I get if you want a backup, but 2 or 3 backups are fine. But why would you need several? Not sure what happened to all his stuff, but anyway, have a good one. God bless. I love you all. Keep prepping, keep living, keep making videos. Do what you want to do. It's your life.